What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chrissy Chaos. How you guys doing? I'm Chris Distefano. This is Chris Distefano represents Chrissy Chaos. The food is here on the intro. What can you do? We're not going to stop. We were supposed to have TT Jerry, who's Vinny's transgender uncle who just got out of prison, but he's having an allergic reaction. So we got the next best thing, Tank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Yes, let me get the food. Fuck.
Hey, I'm Tank Sinatra. I'm Chris's financial advisor, but only for cryptos, not for real money. I don't do real money. What an intro, huh? Really? I mean, this chaos is not.
Hold on.
Jesus.
Vinny, the food's here, and can you please get Tank a razor? Venetia's here, Homeless Pimp is here. And Tank Sinatra's here. How you doing? I just posted a picture of you.
Yeah.
And said that we're doing an episode on my Instagram, and somebody wrote, "Are those bowling shoes?" So what do you have to say?
These are Yeezys, man. These are supposed to be cool. They're coming off as bowling shoes.
Yeah.
That's not good.
The reason why I have this kettlebell here, by the way, is because I thought if I was going to press a button and make a kettlebell a person, it'd be you.
Yeah.
You're a human kettlebell.
I'm a kettlebell. All right, cool.
I've never really looked at you from the side. You're one of those guys like Michael Jordan. You have a very good bald look.
Yeah, thank God. Truly.
Trulia.
Yeah, Trulia. Zillow, whatever.
Oh well, yeah, because I always do that. I'll always go into a store and be like, "Can I have a Trulia?" And they're like, "Oh, you mean Trulies?" And then I'll always go look for houses on Truly.com. That's Pimp's phone. This is the chaos. Welcome.
Yeah, my head is good. Thank God. I've heard that before. I don't know what it means. I can't wear hats, so it's too big. My head is gigantic.
I have a big
Irish.
head. I have a big head too.
Irish and German, just massive.
Well, your real name is George Roush.
Resch.
You're George Resch.
Yeah.
But you are Tank Sinatra on Tank's Good News.
Christofanoi.
Yeah, my name is Chris Dostolopoulos.
Dostolowski.
So we're here on Chrissy Chaos. It's a brand new podcast. You're actually the first guest.
I'm thrilled. I really am. I'm so happy for you.
I had promised the fans that I was going to have, TT Jerry on, who's Vinny's. And by the way, Vinny, if you don't know, Vinny is, because in the History Hyenas, we used to call my girlfriend The Situation, but now we've picked another Jersey Shore character, Vinny Guadagnino. And here she is with the razor. So if you could just bring that in.
Do you want like a little towel?
No, I got it.
You want to say it into the mic?
No towel.
Talk it to the mic, Vinny.
Oh, shit.
We're doing the podcast. What are you doing? This is this is live.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, can you stand back? Okay, but what can you do?
I don't think this is a relevant piece.
Can you guys talk to have we done this before?
Irrelevant. I just have to.
Do you have anything to
like
say?
2 extra hairs.
What are you doing, Tank?
I had 2 or 3. I had like a Homer Simpson piece right here that was just.
Now, I got a couple of questions for you when we start off the show. Number 1, what body part did you work out today, or what body parts did you work out today? 2, when's the last time you injected steroids, and where do you inject them? 3, what book are you currently reading?
I did cardio today.
Okay.
The last time I injected steroids was Monday.
Okay.
Into my ass.
What type?
Testosterone.
Nice.
Yep. 1,000 milligrams. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
that's a lot. I don't know if you have a juice head.
Vinny, can you open the food in the back, please? Literally, we're on the podcast right now, and I'm trying to get Tank's books recommendations.
I have the history of steroids up.
There we go. With a paper bag.
Testosterone was first synthesized in Germany. Well, what do you know? Shocker.
About 5 years before the Holocaust. Go figure.
In 1935, these fucking Nazis were juiced out of their face. And then professional athletes began misusing anabolic steroids during the 1954 Olympics when Russian weightlifters were given testosterone.
What does misusing mean? You can only use anabolic steroids. You can't misuse them.
See, that brings up a very good point, Mr. Sinatra, I think that we should allow our athletes to use steroids. We
should force them to.
With everything that's happening in sports, especially baseball, how boring baseball is becoming, why not have a league where everybody uses steroids?
See, there was a movie that I watched called Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Have you ever seen that documentary?
Is that the one about the vegans?
No, that's the Game Changers.
All right.
Bigger, Stronger, Faster is
Which
about...
we interviewed, yeah.
Bro, I watched it, and I felt like my eyes were open for the first time. Like Hulk Hogan, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these people that I grew up admiring for their physique.
Right.
I found out when I was about 32 or were on steroids.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? Why did I not know about this? I trained naturally for almost 20 years.
Right.
And I used to really look down on people that use steroids. I wish I had done them younger.
Me too, dude. I'm 36 years old. I'm 36 years old, and I'm starting my first round of steroids over the next week or two.
We were supposed to do it today.
We were supposed to do it today, but you forgot the steroids. You're supposed to bring me a book and steroids, and instead you just showed up with a marine layer sweatshirt that you took off in bowling shoes. What the hell, dude?
I know. I'm sorry. And 2 pieces of hair on my head left over.
Let's just, if we can, let's take a moment of silence here for the sudden passing of Rush Limbaugh.
George Rush Limbaugh.
Vinny, we'd like a moment of silence for Rush Limbaugh, please.
All right, that was enough.
That's enough. Thank you. Well, I mean, I thought we were going to hear the bags crinkling and stuff. You should have crinkled the bags for the bit. I have my family locked up in the back because the kids are off from school. It's winter break, so the kids are off from school. So my family's locked in the bedroom. That juice is mine, by the way. No, I didn't get a smoothie. I forgot. I'm sorry. I just got it. Well, does he want it? He could have it. He could have it. My stepson was supposed to get a smoothie. My stepson's father used to own 10 Bitcoins, and then he sold them all. So whoopsie-daisy.
When they were 7 cents.
Now Tank, this is episode... See, here's the thing. Here's what I tell you. Episode 3 came out last week, the Bitcoin Queen.
Yeah.
This is technically going to be episode 4, and you have an obsession with number 5.
It's fine. I can make it work.
But I feel like it all exploded, your obsession with number 5, because you told me 3 days ago, you were like, oh, when I'm a guest on your show, will I be episode 5? And I said yes, because I thought we were going to get TT Jerry, but he's having a reaction to his medication. So he's going to be episode 5, and you're going to be episode 4.
Yeah.
But then you told me that you have 5 Bitcoins and 5 and all, and then you told me an hour ago you bought a 6th Bitcoin.
I know. I got, excited.
Right.
I know some things about Bitcoin.
You do know some things.
Not enough to really educate somebody, but I know enough to feel comfortable buying it.
Vinny, just real quick. Just come on the mic real quick because I want to tell you something. No, I just want to tell you something because this is the first time you ever met Tank Sinatra.
Yes.
He was the guy who was helping us with when we were initially looking for homes on Long Island, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to meet.
Is that why we couldn't find one?
Well, he said, is that why we couldn't find one? Nice. But he's also, even more, he also is the guy, he also is the reason why we're not buying a house on Long Island because he's the one who told me to put it all on Bitcoin. So there you go.
Oh, thank you. So he did it on purpose. We didn't find a house, and now he has no money to buy a house.
Well, I mean, I listened to the episode just like everyone else. He did it unadvised, and we did speak about it, but I didn't tell him to do it.
I believe you.
Or maybe I did.
No, you did. Well, the thing is, you're one of those guys, like, you just make me do it, and then 20 years later, I'll be like, I didn't feel comfortable doing that, and I'll sue you for sexually assaulting me. Vinny, bye. Come back anytime you want. But right now, Venetia's got your mic, and you're pissed.
It's not a good time to buy a house anyway.
Venetia's in blackface. She's wearing a mask, and it's black. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Shout out black people. Shout out, today's the last.
Shout out black people and shout out Rush Limbaugh.
Well, here, I wanted to bring this up because again, you're an avid steroid user, but also an avid book reader.
Yeah.
And with this coming down the last few days of Black History Month, aka Sean King Month, you just finished the biography of the one and only Malcolm X.
Yeah.
So what? And your opinion changed on him. You used to.
Yeah.
You didn't know much about him.
All I knew was that he was like the Planet X version of Martin Luther King. I thought Malcolm X was just like the worst, angry, violent version of Martin Luther King. By any means necessary, all that kind of stuff. And after reading the book, first of all, in the introduction, before I even got into the book, it was addressed that after he went on the pilgrimage to the Mecca,
okay,
and he met people of all races and fell in love with humanity in general, he softened up his stance on the white man, quote unquote.
Got it.
Right? So he was killed before he had a chance to bring that out publicly and say, hey, because he was out for 11, 12 years just saying the white man is the devil, the white man is the devil. He went on the pilgrimage, he came back, he was like, I've made a mistake.
Right.
But then somebody, killed him before he got a chance to get that out there. But I always like reading about people that I disagree with because I want to understand why I disagree with them and find out maybe that I don't. And this was the first time that I actually found out that I was misinformed.
Gay!
I also read a book which he references in there called Black Like Me when I was like 12.
That's funny. You going to the bookstore as Tank Sinatra, your Merlin Layer sweatshirt with your bowling shoes, say, hey, do you have the book Black Like Me?
Even better, I read it when I was 12 and I was wearing cross colors clothes and I had wavy, blonde hair and I was fat and I was trying to figure out what it was like to be a black person in America.
All these books that I've read recently in the last year of my life have been inspired by you. The 48 Laws of Power, which we'll get to because we do a segment every show for the next 48 episodes. We're going to be covering a chapter of the 48 Laws of Power, which you recommended to me.
And we're doing the fourth law, which makes sense.
There was supposed to be a reveal, but... So you want to just do the fourth law now? Because I had a whole thing.
Keep going.
Well, no, now we have to do the fourth law.
All right.
Let's do the fourth.
I mean, listen, with what the fourth law is, it's not going to make any sense because it's...
Yeah.
The fourth law is...
Here's the fourth law. Hold on. Here's the fourth law. And this is after I read this law, I was like, this is why I need to start a podcast. Because the fourth law is always say less than necessary. So I was like, let me talk for an hour a week.
And blow the reveal.
The judgment. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, like anal, but would it be?
Yeah, B for butt.
It will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Shout out Sphinx Cats.
Shout out Sphincter.
Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish.
Yeah.
So there you go. So this, and it was one of these things, the example they gave, because the reason why you said I would like this book and why you were 100% dead on is because not only does it have so many life lessons, but it gives so many historical examples.
Yeah.
That's wild. Do you remember the example from Law 4?
No.
So it was from this guy, Coriolanus. There's a lot of anus stuff and anal stuff with this. There was banal, and then there's Coriolanus, Coriolanus, and Coriolanus.
Wait, why did he Google that? Why did you Google that?
Slug anus as its head.
A fact I learned this week.
So Pimp has pulled up that slugs torsion.
So slugs' anuses are on their head.
Okay, so slugs are shitheads.
Wait, and where's their mouth?
That was a dad joke. Sorry, cut that part out.
I think their mouth is just part of their head too.
That can't be.
And I also found out that the anus is the first thing formed in childbirth, like the first part of you.
That I knew. For some reason, that I knew is the butthole is the first thing that forms.
I knew a baby, and I didn't know the baby, but I knew somebody who knew a mother who smoked while the baby was forming, and the baby was born with no anus.
Really?
Horrible.
So what'd they do? Did they just poke a hole in it? What do you do?
Yeah, they just...
You got to just open one up.
Yeah. You had to tear a new asshole.
Here we go. So Coriolanus was a great Roman military guy, like literally like the top dog of the time, like a celebrity for how many wars he won, right? And like how just fierce and brave, and everybody was like so intimidated by this guy. Was like, oh my God, there's Coriolanus. Like, their buttholes would tighten up. But then what happened is one day he decided to talk to the Senate, to the Roman Senate, and then he started talking so much to the Senate about what a great warrior he was and all these things that he had done, and he started telling stories about like having sex with women at war, and he went from like this mysterious godlike figure to just a common soldier, and he never got anything done, and he died he died drunk and penniless. Wow. Because he wouldn't shut his fucking mouth.
The less you say, the more people fill in the gaps with their own imagination.
The only time, and it says, but yes, absolutely. The only time, though, it says that there's a law reversal here is when sometimes you need to speak up. Like right now with what's going on in our country, silence is violence. Yeah, Venetia's here. So I want to say silence is violence.
Dead ass.
Dead fucking ass.
Dead anus.
Dead
snail mouth.
Here's the lesson, Tank. Once the words are out, you cannot take them back. So once the words are out, you cannot take them back. Keep them under control. Be particularly careful with sarcasm. The momentary satisfaction you gain with your biting words will be outweighed by the price you pay. So there you go. So remember that. Once the words are out, you cannot take them back. I'm good. I just did that to make Tank laugh. We can edit that part out.
Wait. So that book or law I read around the same time. I used that for dating. Because I would go on a date and I would just say everything that came to mind.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I know, too much information.
Yeah.
So I was told this story. It's a parable, I think, or a fable.
Sure.
Which one has animals?
Which one is Aesop's?
Fables. I don't know.
And
it's a
Jesus
story.
did parables.
Yeah. So it's probably a parable. It's a pair of bowling shoes.
Okay.
So
here, Pimp just Googled difference between
Parable.
parable and allegory.
Fable. Parable and fable.
Parable is a short story that
Fable.
teaches a moral thing, and then a fable.
Personify animal characters. Okay,
Got
so
it.
it's a parable. So I'll tell it as quick as possible.
Let's
There's
do it.
a father and a son, and the son has a bad attitude with his mother, right? So every time the son yells at the mother, the father makes the son go out and nail a nail into the fence, right?
Right.
So every day the kid's out there nailing nails into the fence. He says, all right, now every day that you go by that you don't have an attitude with your mother or say something nasty, you can go pull a nail out of the fence, right? So the whole story basically is you fast forward and one day the kid's standing there with the fence full of holes but no nails, and he feels victorious. He's like, I've been so good. And the father goes, the holes are still there. You can never fill in the holes. You can never like take back what you said. So I use like with my kids and my wife, like I just keeping your mouth shut is fucking underrated.
It is very
super underrated.
I've learned too. Like I remember reading that law because I read law for whatever a month or two ago. Like just saying less, like not in podcasting and entertainment, but
say less
in life. I've just been like, wow, like you don't have to just like diarrhea of the mouth all the time, because I realized in so many situations looking back, like, wow, I talked myself into saying something smart and then looked stupid. Like, I talked myself out of the intelligent thing I just said because I'm just doing too much.
Yeah, you lose yourself in what you're saying. You don't need to do that. And that's why I find that like sometimes I'll just stop talking.
So that was the segment, and I want to do this specifically with you because you're here. We did in this segment, which we do every show, the 48 Laws of Power, but now I want to do the segment that we'll just do with you called the 48 Laws. So what's your favorite law?
Okay, my favorite law of...
Get it. You want to lift a kettlebell? You want to do shrugs or something while
I have a lot of anger I got to get out, yeah.
Fuck yeah!
I was just telling somebody, I'll say
I
it because
genuinely like just strain my shoulder.
Because it's...
So I'm going to be sweating a little bit because I'm actually in like probably 9 out of 10 pain. I just popped something in my rotator cuff, but we still have 40 minutes left in the show. So I'm just going to have to fucking just white knuckle and get through this just like the great Rush Limbaugh did, R.I.P.
Never say this on another podcast, but it's Chrissy Chaos, so I'm going to tell this story.
Chaos. Patreon.com/Christy Comedy if you want to see the real shit.
So... I've had my head shaved for a long time.
Right.
And when I was younger, I was an angry teenager.
Sure.
I was going to Long Island hardcore shows, going to punk shows, Agnostic Front, Madball, VOD.
Were you on the juice when you were younger?
No, I was just huge. I was like 245 at 16 years old, jacked, shaved head, wearing
fat.
Wearing fat, wearing t-shirts with like, I didn't realize what these scenes were into. You know what I mean? Like what's a band? Black Flag. These
Blink 182?
No, before Blink 182. These bands were into some weird shit, like some white power Nazi shit,
yeah.
right? Doc Martens. I just liked the music and I liked the energy.
Doc Martens? That's why I just bought my daughter Doc Martens for Christmas.
Yeah, she's gonna get in trouble. She's gonna have a problem.
Sorry. Well, she's Puerto Rican, so
she can do it.
She can morph. Hey, being half Puerto Rican, half white, like she could just morph into Puerto Rican if the Doc Martens are a problem.
She can wear them ironically.
Yes.
So, I was into some shit, and my mom, this is a story that I told on the other podcast, but my mom...
What's the other podcast?
History Hyenas.
Oh, History Hyenas. Oh, you told it? Well, I wouldn't remember. About
my wife's grandfather.
Who was a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yes. That I do remember.
My mom... but a nice guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a nice Nazi.
Yeah.
Hey, Hitler was a vegetarian.
So there's a guy on Tanks who I love on Tanks Kid News. He has a page called Erasing Hate, where he just goes out with the power washer. He's in Canada, does it on his own dime, his own time. He goes out with the power washer and just
erasing hate. Do you sometimes wish that he could go back to your old high school notebooks?
I do, and just rip them out and be like, dude, this is not great.
Okay.
So he erases swastikas and racist graffiti and all that anti-Semitic shit. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
And
Shout
one
out President
day,
Joe Biden, you are my emperor. No, to be honest with you, it's one of those things where, like, even
I'm a
like
muscle artist.
Anything you did, like when you were a teenager, to me, no matter how bad it is, like I just think it should be forgiven because your brain doesn't even form. Our brains, like the neocortex of our brain doesn't form till we're 25 years old.
Mine didn't form till I was 30.
Why?
And I know that for a fact.
How do you know?
Because I remember almost feeling like it clicked into place when I was 30. What are you doing?
I was just getting comfy wumpy. Yeah.
Because I drank heavily from 15 to whatever 16 to 22.
Right.
So I feel like that like stunted my brain, the growth. And I remember I moved to California, and all of a sudden I was just like, I just figured out some shit that like I probably should have figured out a long time ago.
You told me once, you were a big time alcoholic, like a big time alcoholic. And then you also like used to have like a lot of anxiety and think like your girlfriend was always cheating on you.
Oh yeah.
Those are so but like when did you stop? When you stopped drinking, did you stop thinking that everyone was cheating on you, or you still to this day think your wife's currently cheating on you right now?
She's definitely cheating on me right now.
Right.
Like currently it's 251.
100%.
2 dicks in her.
2 dicks.
Yeah. No, so that actually started after I stopped drinking.
Right.
Because all of a sudden I could feel feelings.
Right.
And I was worried and I was fearful, and I was never taught to deal with fear. Like there's a couple of things you got to watch out for when you get sober. Resentment, they say, is the number one offender, the number one thing that brings people back out.
Is resentment.
I battled with fear more than anything, fear and anxiety. So
somebody told me once when I was in a basketball tournament, they said fear stands for false evidence appearing real.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, you've heard of that?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was just some like genius that walked by me. There was like a ghost, but that's just on like bumper stickers.
In a pickup basketball game?
That was going to be my Anxiety Tuesday segment, is false evidence appearing real. But I guess if you want that, just go to any fucking 99-cent store.
Yeah. Live, laugh, love, false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there and ruminate over what the girl that I was, if she was out of my physical sight,
right,
I was worried. Like you said that you were worried that the girl was hurt that
right.
you were dating.
So my anxiety because when we talked about this, I thought there was correlations. It was probably come from the same part of our brain.
100% the same part.
Just manifesting differently. You would think if your girlfriend didn't text you back at 5 minutes because she's getting dick down.
Yeah.
But I would think if my girlfriend didn't text me back, it's because she was killed in a car accident.
Face down.
Face down.
Yeah,
right.
in a ditch.
Right. I think she was getting strangled by a dick. You think she was getting one inserted inside of her.
Yeah, same thing. So there was a point in time not that long ago. It wasn't like last week. It was probably like 10 years ago.
Right.
Where I would come home and I would see a sock on the floor in my house.
Right.
And when you glance at a sock, how are you going to know whose it's a thing on the floor? So as soon as I saw the sock, I would get sick. I'd be like, oh, fuck, like that's...
Because of a sock?
That's Exhibit A in my divorce proceedings is that sock right there.
Wait, so you would think that there's a sock on the floor. It must not be your sock. It must be the guy she was just having sex with who ran out the back of the window sock that he left behind.
It's the only possible explanation. Couldn't be my sock or her sock or my son's sock or my stepdaughter's sock or her father's sock. It was automatically someone else's sock.
Real quick, when you were younger or recently, did you ever jerk off into a sock?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, of course.
Keep going.
That might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
So
I know my mom would always be like, Christopher, why are your socks so crinkly? I'd be like, I put French fries in them.
I'm horny.
I blow my boogers into the mom. I have allergies. But I
blew my dick boogers into. Oh,
yeah, but I was really
gross.
ripping. Yeah,
that's gross.
Go ahead, Delilah. Go back inside. Shut the door, please.
Daddy, what's a dick booger? So, fuck.
So, you got so the sock's on the floor. Your wife's cheating on you.
So I get closer to the sock. I pick it up. I'm like, okay, this is definitely my sock. I wear these golden toe socks that my dad wore growing up. He had the best socks.
Those are the best golden toe socks.
So I put the sock in the hamper. But then like a few minutes later, my brain just wouldn't stop. My brain would go, okay, maybe it was your sock, or maybe she told the guy that she's cheating on you with to get golden toe socks. That way, in case he has to run out in a panic, if he leaves one behind, it's not a big deal. We won't get caught. And that was when I was like, this is not okay.
Right.
I got to figure this shit out.
Yeah. So, but did your wife ever like kind of get like, suffocated by all that, or you would just deal with it in your head?
No. So thankfully, by the time I got to her, I had grown up a little bit. She got the residual of what I was dealing with in my 20s. My 20s, it was bad. I drove every single girl away.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah.
But she was good with me. She was good because like I understand that when somebody has an issue, you want them to deal with it. You don't want to feed it because what you feed grows, and when it grows, it gets bigger, and it just becomes this unending void of like neediness.
Right.
But she was like, I remember she would go out to dinner with a couple of her friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Michael, Tony. She'd go out with these guys all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
She'd go out.
Wait, Venetia, do you have to go? Venetia has to go take a call. Hurry up, go quickly, because I don't want anyone freeze framing this. So go ahead. Someone's going to screenshot this. Go ahead. Yeah, walk through. This is Venetia, everyone. She's back on the show. And thank you for walking through the shot, because you were saving a fucking snooze fest of a story.
Wait, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So my wife, when she'd go out to dinner, she would post a picture of her and all her friends at the restaurant on Facebook.
Right.
She would never say, "Hey, this is for my crazy husband.
Right.
Hey, make sure you saw this." She just knew I saw it.
Right.
So it was like she gave me just enough of what I needed to say. All right,
right.
she's a good person.
She's a good
not
person.
going to do that.
Vinny, can you just talk to the mic for 1 second, Venetia? It's funny. The candle's on? Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Shout out Hangover Candles. Oh, this isn't a Hangover Candle, but Hangover Candles did send us stuff. So thank you, but this isn't it. Sorry. Ah! The fucking wax on my finger! Ow!
Turn it off.
So Venetia just walked outside. That's funny. Venetia walked in. Look at that. It's not what it looks like. We were just talking about, Tank was talking about anxiety, about if he would find like a guy's sock on the floor, or if he would see a sock on the floor, he wouldn't think it was his sock. He would think it was his wife that was cheating on him, and blah, 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 blah. And you would tell me that you wish that I was more jealous like that, because I never worry about anybody. I never worry about you cheating on me. I worry that every time you come out of the house, you're dead, right?
Right.
What would you rather me be worried about? Me cheating or you dying?
Cheating.
I mean, you cheat. Yeah, you want that.
I don't think you want that though.
No?
You want that.
Are you like that crazy?
It puts a major strain on the relationship, because as the person who's not cheating, you know you're not cheating. So constantly being accused of something you're not doing is infuriating, and it's not
exactly.
And I'm talking.
Shut up,
You ain't got no proof.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the
Oh,
person
shit.
that does the accusing.
Right.
I'm the person that does the accusing.
Right.
So when I would put my
I'm
wife.
you.
Yeah, when I would put my wife through that, she'd get so frustrated, and I'd be like, "You're only getting frustrated because you're cheating on me."
Yes.
I feel the same way.
That's
I
what she
feel
does
you.
to me. No matter what I say, she's like, "Oh, you wouldn't be getting so mad and agitated right
Guilty
now, and your energy
conscience.
wouldn't be like that if you don't have something to fucking hide from me." That's what
So
you would
just
do.
tell me you're cheating on me, so we
Yeah.
can move on with this.
I'm not
Thank
cheating
you.
on you.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel.
Vinny, I don't
it's so
cheat on
bad.
you anymore. I'm kidding. I don't cheat on you. I've never cheated on you. Oh, she just looked for something to throw and she couldn't find anything. I got candle wax on the
There's
couch.
a lot
Sorry.
of stuff here that I can throw. Actually,
I got
so be
candle wax
careful.
on the couch.
Good. Oh, on the couch?
Yes. it
Not
just got-
good.
Good. I want a new couch
So,
anyway.
But
I
go
have
ahead.
some doctor's reasons for this.
Here we go, Vinny. Listen to this. Typically, people
oh,
become
now you're going to diagnose me?
Yeah, typically people become paranoid about their
about
partner
don't
cheating on them for
cheat?
3 reasons, Vinny. 3 reasons. Trust issues are one of them, but it may also mean you're struggling with confidence or projecting. So why don't we talk about whose socks you've been wearing, because who have you been cheating on me
Fine,
with?
I'm cheating.
So whose baby is that? I want to know whose kid that is.
We
Tank,
don't know
is it your
yet.
kid?
It is. That's why
We don't know yet.
It'd be
We'll
great if
find
it was
out.
Homeless Pimp's kid. I would love it. Can you film the birth, by the way? Are you available July 4th?
It's going to come out with your glasses.
All right. So you're cheating on me because of all the accusations that you always accuse me of. You're actually cheating on me, unless you have my Instagram password. Kidding. Cut that part out. I was just kidding.
That's a nail in the fence.
I was just kidding. I know you do. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know what to say.
That
Like,
part
I want
bombed.
to throw
Sorry,
this
that
mic
part
at your
bombed.
face.
It was going to get a good laugh, but then I just look like a weasel. I'm sorry. I look like a weasel, and I apologize.
Chris, rule number 4.
Your face could not get any
Rule
redder
number
right
4.
now.
Law number 4: say less.
Always say less than necessary.
I'm sorry. No, I just want to say that I love you so much, and
Oh, shut up.
He
And
does love you.
I do. Thank you,
No, I
Tank.
know he loves me.
Okay.
So, what's the problem? You were going to say, no, he loves me, but then I saw your fucking mouth go do that thing where I was going to get to say something nasty. Every time you're about to say something nasty, you're like this. You're like an iguana, and then it's just going to say something
getting
nasty.
ready.
You're going to catch a fly.
Getting ready to fight.
Yeah, you know I love you, but
But nothing.
That's why it hurts so much when you cheat on her.
I never cheated on her.
I know. I'm kidding.
Oh.
That's what I'd say to my wife. I'd be like, I know you
She
love
cheated
me.
on me.
That's why it
You
hurts
never
me
cheat-
so much.
I cheated on you?
Yeah, well, all the projecting. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Projecting.
Now he has an excuse. Now he has an
Is there a
excuse. I hate it.
chance? Listen, if things, if things at some point didn't work out with us, could I be with TT Jerry and then it's like being with you? Like, what would you do if I had an affair with TT Jerry?
I would prefer for you to be gay than like be with another woman. Like that would make me happy.
You ask me probably
Like,
once a week if I'm gay.
Yeah.
Do you actually think I'm gay?
Sometimes I question it for real. Like I think there's a chance.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me if you're gay too.
Well, call my dad. Is he alive?
I even tried to do like certain things to see if you like it.
What?
And you won't let me.
What was that
Like,
about? What do you mean?
To see like how much you like it.
Like what? Name
Like,
one
you know,
thing.
those things.
Finger
What
in the
things?
butt.
You never put a finger in my butt.
I've
She's tried.
Really? And then what
and
happens?
you move.
I move around. Yeah.
That's not what I want to do with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not gay and I'm not cheating on you.
Are you attracted to men though?
More.
No, I've said this a million times. I'm not attracted to men, but right now,
Right. Okay.
right now,
You want to leave and go have sex with Jasmine?
yes, because
Yes.
we're having a stimulating conversation. Like
Yeah.
literally, the horniest, like the pages of 48 Laws of Power are stuck together because I start to read them, and it's like a Playboy for me because I intellectually start to think about you with
You're a sapiosexual.
I'm a sapiosexual.
Yeah.
But Vinny,
So do we have to have Tank like just sit here on the couch and talk to you all day long every day?
yes,
Yeah.
that's that.
And then I meet you inside?
That's the thing. Why do you think every time you're like, you know, like you want to put on Pornhub or something like that, I just go right to Tank's Good News and start whipping my meat out?
Yeah, you want to watch Pornhub. He wants to watch TED Talks while you guys have sex.
I know. I love it. I love just listening to a nice Noam Chomsky interview.
But it has to be male.
It has to be male. Yeah, when women start to say smart stuff, then I start to get
Oh,
insecure.
you're such a jerk.
I'm kidding around. I love women. I support women. Yes. We have a daughter. We have a second child on the way.
Probably a girl
Yes.
because you can only make girls.
I can only make girls. Yeah, here's the thing.
If it's a boy.
If that comes out of no, Vinny, I'm being serious. If that comes out a boy, that will confirm to me that you are cheating on me, and I will get my things.
I
and
already
leave.
told you I am cheating on you.
With who?
Don't worry about it.
Whom?
With whom?
Whomst.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Vinny. I appreciate it.
I'll stick around after the podcast to mediate whatever.
Well, no, you're gonna have to
happens.
stick around after the podcast anyway because I tried to be Chrissy Handyman yesterday and refinish and paint strip one of a 100-year-old dresser that Vinny has, and I completely ruined it, and it's right outside, and I need you to help me take it down the stairs. Vinny, I got good news. I'm finally going to start eating your cooking because HelloFresh is going to be sending us ingredients. 23 recipes each week featuring a range of flavors and cuisines, even Latino cuisines. We're going to be eating our Puerto Rican food from HelloFresh. HelloFresh. They're sponsoring us. We're going to get 10 free meals. Listen, this is the first ad we've ever gotten on Chrissy Chaos, and I'm happy to be coming out of the gate strong with the food brand because make no mistake, it's all healthy food, and I can log it into my FitnessPal app, and it's going to be yumsicles, yumsicles, yumsicles. HelloFresh.com/10chaos. HelloFresh.com/10 chaos, CHAOS, and you can use that code 10chaos for 10 free meals. Do you understand how nuts HelloFresh is as a company? They're going to send you 10 DS free meals if you just go to HelloFresh.com/10chaos and put in the promo code 10chaos. I'm telling you, it's the best. Even I've been using it, and even now I've been cooking. El Blanquito, Chrissy D has been cooking. And they send you these meals, and it's like quick 10 to 20 minute meals. They send you the ingredients. All you have to do is read the instructions, and you cook it. Remember, Vin, we gave my mom that food. Remember, we gave her from the HelloFresh. We gave her the burger and the little spices and stuff, and she loved it.
Yeah.
Right? And she loved it. And remember, we made the burger. Remember, the first burger I ever made was from HelloFresh.com. Remember, I just put the meat in. I just put the spices. You told me to put it in an adobo.
I don't know if it was good because I don't eat meat, but
Right, but remember, I just put a little adobo on it.
it looked good.
Yes, they gave me the meat. You gave me the adobo.
Yes.
HelloFresh.com.
It looked very good. And yes, you cook now.
/10chaos. Where do you have to go? Vinny, tell them the promo code.
Where's the promo code?
Oh, my God.
HelloFresh.com/10chaos.
And use the code 10chaos for 10 free meals. So we're going to use that code and get 10 free meals. They're going to send it us here, so you don't have to cook anymore. But if you want, all you have to do is they'll provide the pollo, and you provide the sazon. I'll cook it. I will absolutely. I'm Chrissy the cook. I'm Chrissy Cook. I'm Chrissy in the kitchen.
I got the adobo.
Absolutely. HelloFresh.com/10chaos. Use code 10chaos for 10 free meals. Yes. What happened in 1984? Who was the president?
1904.
You don't even know who the president was. I'm going to guess it was who was the president in 1904?
I have no idea.
Teddy Roosevelt. Theodore
Teddy.
Roosevelt, Jazz.
It's a good one.
Wow, that's crazy.
See, you can't throw it away.
I can't throw it away. She said yesterday that the child, if we have a boy, it'll be named Theodore.
You always give it away.
I'm going to name it Teddy Distefano. So can you help me move that thing downstairs?
Of course.
Yeah, because I need like, me and Pimp are going to do it, but then I was like, let's just get Tank. And we're going to film it for the patreon.com/ChrisTComedy.
Why don't you just roll it down the stairs if you're throwing it out?
I know. So that's what Vinny was saying before. She's like, why don't you just put on a bunch of skateboards? Vinny, I know that you're sucking your teeth in the back because the president in 1904 was Theodore Roosevelt. It's just, we have to throw it away. It's an eyesore, and I ruined it. I actually ruined it. Just like I ruined this relationship, I know.
Unbelievable. Yes.
Okay. She said, I'm still here, count your lucky stars. I will, girl. Yes.
1, 2.
Here, let's get to the Christory Distefano segment of the show. What do you know about George Washington? What do you like? What do you dislike?
I like his name. And
good name.
I know about the powdered wigs, and that's really it. I don't know a lot about him. I cannot tell a lie. The kindergarten, the elementary school stuff.
It's all bullshit.
Is what I know.
It was
about.
a lying sack of shit, George Washington.
Really?
Here's what George Washington's peers said about him, like Benjamin Franklin and them. Number one, they said the reason why George Washington was such a great general, first of all, he only had a grade school education, okay? Only had a grade school education. But the reason why he was a great general is he had the thing that we can apply to life, and I've mentioned this before in other podcasts, is he saw things as they were, not as he wishes they were. So he was very, very good. He actually wasn't really that good of a military tactician. He just knew, like, when other generals, like General Lightfoot Lee, they used to call him, it was Robert E. Lee's, like, father, the great Civil War general, Robert E. Lee's, grandfather. He wanted to be George Washington. Like, he wanted to be in command, but he was very much like, attack at all costs. Like, if you retreat, you're a pussy. Where Washington was like, hey, the British are surrounding us. They're like, they keep beating the shit out of us. Like, we need to retreat, because he was seeing things as they were, not as he wished they were. With the other generals and other people, at that time would say, oh, I wish that we were stronger than England. I wish, but you weren't. Yeah. So he knew how to, like, get, play with reality, and that's why they eventually won the war. So it's pretty wild. I'm just bringing that up because it's
maybe that's why they called him honest.
Right.
I also have a few weird facts about him if you want to.
Yeah, at age 22, Washington led a disastrous military skirmish that sparked a world war. Oh, yeah, that's when he came out in the French and Indian War. In the French and Indian War. See, a lot of these things I just know. French and Indian War, he fucking got just shellacked in the French and Indian War and, like, fucked everything up. Really? And that really was, like, the first thing that, like, started, like, the French and the British, like, really, like, hating each other, and the Native Americans, like, on either side. Everyone started picking sides because Washington really fucked things up. Washington's first love was the wife of one of his best friends. Wow, what a dirtbag. Yeah. He was banging his best friend's wife, which I'd never do that to you, but you can if you want to me.
I'll do it.
Those teeth weren't wooden. He didn't have wooden teeth. Shout out the dentist. My daughter just went to the dentist, and she has no cavities, so I rewarded that by buying her a cupcake.
Some cavities.
Washington wasn't always a great general, but he was an excellent spy master. Dude, do you know what we need to do, Tanky Sinatra? What? Do you know about the Long Island spy ring? Do you know about in all the way out in Long Island in Suffolk County? There was there's a Washington Spies. There's a show it's on Netflix now called Turn. It's about the spy ring that General Washington. The reason why we won the Revolutionary War is because what is that? Oh. The reason why we won the Revolutionary War is because we had better spies than the British, and that was all George Washington. And the spy ring came out of Suffolk County, Long Island, like the main spy ring. Like a really nice town by the water. I'm forgetting. It might be close to the Smithtown Water Department.
Smithtown Water.
You're the one who started Smithtown Water.
I know.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
If anybody has come over here from the History Hyenas podcast, it sort of started with Tank Sinatra when he said one time he came on our podcast and he just was talking about Smithtown Water, and he just said the Smithtown Water Department, and then we went wild.
Oh, you went nuts.
Screaming, Smithtown Water.
Yeah, I was giving you guys an education on water because you thought all water was water.
Right.
And then I said, there's probably only one guy watching the entire plant for the Smithtown Water Department. And you said, there's 50,000 podcasts being filmed right now I guarantee we're the only one who just gave a shout out to the Smithtown where your jaw came out. Smithtown Water Department.
Smithtown Water Department. Yeah, Smithtown. It was called the Culper Spiring, and I'm forgetting the town that it originated out of.
We'll find out.
But it was like Google what town did it originate out of though? It wasn't Virginia. It was in Long Island. It's not Syosset. There's another one with an S. What's some Long Island S towns? No. So it was, or maybe it wasn't. It's like a beautiful town. Oh, damn it!
Is it a Native American name?
No. Yeah, Native American. I don't know. I'm forgetting.
Cold Spring Harbor?
No, it was out there though. Not Syosset. Hauppauge. No, it was by the water.
Oh, Nissaquag?
No. Damn it. Just Long Island by the fucking water.
Just it was Long Island things.
Setauket. There it is. Setauket.
Yeah.
It's a nice town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever been out there?
Of course.
Do you want to film me and you for the Patreon going around Setauket on the Long Island Spiring?
Yeah.
Pimp, should we do it? Me and Tex and I should do it?
Let's do it.
But you have to bring your steroids, dude.
I will.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/ChristyComedy. We're going to do that. Anything we promise to Patreon, it happens. Because this Patreon, the Patreon that we have, it's simple. It's just there's a $5 audio, a $10 video, and then an episode just for $25 members. And for the top tiers, we just do wild shit, and that's something we'll do for the top 25s and up.
Bitcoin, right?
Well, yeah, we're gonna give away a Bitcoin.
Oh shit!
On the Patreon.
I thought
somebody's gonna win a Bitcoin.
Wow.
No.
That's quite a prize.
What? So let me ask you this. Where do you see, like your family, because here's the thing with you, is you have like a new age job. You're a meme maker.
Yeah.
Like some people were shoemakers, some people were combo makers, some people were, other types of makers.
Yeah.
But you're a meme maker.
I know, yeah.
You're Mr. Memes, you're Matty Memes, you're Tank the Meme.
Yeah.
So your family, like how do you like describe it to like your kids, like what you do?
My 3-year-old has no clue what's happening. On? Yeah, the 8-year-old is pretty impressed by it. He's becoming more impressed by it as he like ventures out onto YouTube and like all those different platforms, Roblox. He knows like the YouTubers.
Right.
So I told him, I'll never forget, but the first time I ever did anything of note in my book was when ABC Nightline did a piece on me, came to the house, filmed, whatever, and I stayed up to watch it. Nobody stayed up to watch it with me. And this is like 4 or 5 years ago, so my son was 3 or 4. And I taped it. The next morning I woke up. I was like, who wants to watch Daddy on TV? And nobody wanted to watch it. My wife was like, I'm too busy. My son was like, no.
Yeah.
Like he didn't give a shit.
They don't care.
Yeah, now he knows. Now he knows.
That's like my daughter, who was 3 years old at the time when my special on Comedy Central came out.
Yeah.
Size 38 waist, shout out. When it came, she was 3 at the time, and still even now at 5, she won't watch anything, even like one of her cartoons or a YouTube thing. She'll watch it for like a minute and then just run off to the next thing.
Yeah.
She sat right here on this couch and watched my full hour special.
Wow.
Just kept sitting there watching it, just sitting right here, not doing anything, not having any reaction at all. Turned to me when it was over, and she was like, that wasn't good.
Oh,
and
man.
then walked into her room. I swear to God, walked to her room and went to sleep for the night and woke up the next morning. And I just made her pancakes. Like,
wow.
I mean, it was devastating.
Yeah, it hurts.
But she, whatever.
You can't expect much.
The Greek word meme, derives from comes from the ancient Greek mimema, meaning that which is imitated. So a meme is imitated.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is.
It's what it is.
What are you doing for the rest of the day? I like to know what people are doing during the day.
I already worked out today. I'm going to drive home. That'll put me home 3 or 4 hours after I leave here, probably. Mm-hmm. I'm going to eat something.
Yeah, it's going to be long.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't want food. How come you didn't want? How come we ordered lunch? Why didn't you want food? Do you think our food's not good enough?
I ate right before I left.
What'd you eat?
I had toast with vegan cheese and 2 eggs.
Yeah.
Vegan cheese.
So you are some of those guys, because the last time we saw each other is when we did the History Hyenas episode with James Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
Who made that documentary, The Game Changers, and I told him I went to nibble on his cauliflower, and he was not amused. and you did he say anything, by the way, after that podcast? Was he like, what is wrong with that guy?
No. He had a good time.
He did?
So I drove him from the podcast studio to where he was staying, and I kind of felt like I should explain, even though I probably should have explained beforehand. I was like, sorry, I didn't give you a heads up. It's obviously not like your typical podcast. He goes, oh, no, man, it was fucking great.
Have you spoken to him since then?
I've texted him a couple of times.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's been doing in quarantine.
Just fucking growing vegetables and
just.
I also found another weird fact this week.
Here, Pimpy found a weird fact. The name you're given as a child might affect the shape of your face.
I could see that.
Really?
How
does that? How though?
Everyone always says that I look like a Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, not a George. They say I want your name to be Chris.
Yeah, your name. You don't. I don't know that you necessarily look like a Chris, but you definitely don't look like a George. Like when you're, because when you pick a meme name at Tank Sinatra and then your name is George Roush, you're like, what?
George what?
George Reich.
Everything but. Keep going.
George Reich?
No.
George Rash.
No.
George Roush. No. George Rosh Hashanah.
No.
George Rish.
No.
George Rauch.
No.
George Reusch.
Resch.
Resch. George Resch.
Nice.
George
Good.
Resch.
Like fresh.
George Resch.
But all those names you just said, that's what I've heard my entire life. And I'm just like, yo, it's 5 letters. Your name is Distefano. It's like, you probably get Distefano, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But Resch is like, it should be so simple, but it's so tough for people. That C throws people the fuck off.
Fuck off. By the way, George Washington, another reason why I wanted to bring it up on Christory.
If there was a C in his name, forget about it.
Forget it. He had a complicated relationship with slavery, so he had slaves.
Complicated? He had slaves.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's what I was going to bring up. It wasn't complicated. It was he had slaves, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But see this is the thing though. When you go back in history, it's like so. Washington will listen. The reason why I want to bring it up is because today, February 23rd. Yesterday was Washington's birthday. This will be the last Washington's birthday we ever celebrate.
You think
They're
so?
They're going to cancel him. Of course. The slaves already now, people like he sucks and they want to take down his statues. We're not going to be celebrating Washington's birthday next year because he had slaves.
You know what, bro? I look at it like driving with the traffic, right? Like on the expressway or whatever, whether the traffic's going 70 or 60 or 50 or 80, you can get away with driving however fast the traffic is going, even if it's over the speed limit.
Unless it's on the Autobahn in Germany, there is no speed limit, there are no rules.
Exactly. But if the speed limit's 55 and you're going with everybody at 80, you're not going to get a ticket. So obviously having slaves now is terrible, but back then it was what they did.
Right.
10 years ago, people were using different words than they use now. 20 years ago, people, you got to stay. And then obviously there's always people who speed a little fast and then get caught.
Right.
Like the people who just say too much wild shit.
Right.
But I don't think people can be held
Law number 4, say less.
Accountable, responsible for,
This is a fact I knew, by the way. Did you know this? This is mind-blowing. There are more people in slavery today than at any other time in history. More than 40 million people around the world are victims of modern slavery.
I did know
slavery, including 25 million in forced labor, but they spelled labor wrong. They put a U in there. L-A-B-O-U-R.
This is probably written in the UK.
No, I know. I was just kidding.
Wait, can you... Wait, so I did know this, but I also believe that there are more slaves in Africa held by other Africans than there were ever African-American slaves in America during the time of slavery. That's the thing we talked about 100 times on History Hyenas and just throughout the last few years of my life is like you can, obviously it's all bad. Slavery is bad. And nobody's debating that. But the most enslaved people get enslaved by their own kind. Right now, the most slaves that exist in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia. Yeah. It's all Saudi Arabians enslaving other Saudi Arabians. That's just so you can vilify the white guy. I know the white guys did a lot of bad shit, but in mass majority of history, it's not really. I mean, the whites listen, they're fucked up a lot. I'm not saying things were good in America. White people are like whatever. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be one of those like lefty like super woke people. But every time I have a problem with somebody on the internet, it's a young straight white male.
Of course,
they're so fucking annoying.
They're the most annoying people ever. That's why when Bill Burr did SNL a few months ago, and he was saying like how annoying white women are and they always create issues. It's true. I even do stand-up bits about how like white people. It's any problem I've ever had with my stand-up or any issue. It's always white people because they are so much guilt. Like especially white women, there's so much guilt where the people who are being affected usually just figure out a way how to overcome. But it's these white people that are like, no, you have to change the name of the Cleveland Indians.
Well, they appropriate everything, including rage. They borrow problems that aren't theirs.
Of course.
And they take them and say, I'm going to solve this for you.
Yeah.
Because you're too weak to solve it yourself. So we're going to, and then they say, oh, I'm using my privilege. No, you're not. You're on Facebook making everyone feel bad for being human. Listen, everybody is doing their best. Period. End of story. Hard stop. Whether their best is so much worse than you could possibly imagine, that's a different story. But I promise you, no matter what, everybody's doing their best.
Listen, it took me a whole month to change my opinion. Not change my opinion, but just get me where I need to be. And especially it's fitting, this being Black History Month. I just want to look right into the camera and say, I fucking hate white people. Wakanda forever.
Ruth Conda forever.
But I'm actually interested. You're a big internet meme maker. How do you unplug from social media?
Very good question from Mike.
So I over the years I've had to
Stop talking. We're doing the show.
Is that Enlightenment Now in there?
Yes, I have Enlightenment Now.
Did you read it?
I
haven't
read
it. I didn't read it either. Maybe we should do that. We should read that.
To...
No, I don't know. I think that's a book that I'm probably going to save for when I'm feeling up for it, because it's a pretty dense
right now
book.
The books I can see from here is I have Enlightenment Now, Investing for Dummies, The Brain, and then How Not to Die.
That's the book I was going to bring.
Oh, you were going to bring The Brain? I have it already by David
Eagleman, yeah.
Eagle Jewish guy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, what a great book.
Great book.
Fucking
Eagle,
phenomenal.
what a great animal an eagle is.
Yeah, and man,
great bird.
What a great species.
Fuck. Especially if you're white. I'm kidding. What are we doing with Patreon?
This is the Patreon winner.
Oh, can we get him in?
No.
Oh, they didn't want to be a part of the show?
We haven't set it up yet.
Okay. But the Patreon winner. No, but I'm saying, what about last week's Patreon winner that we said we'd zoom in?
She said she'd come in at 4.
She's coming at 4? All right, so we'll try to get her in. Maybe she'll get in on the Patreon. Vinny's coming in. What's going on, Vinny? Is there issues? What happened?
There's a question about a sock.
Just say it on the podcast. Is it a problem? What's going on? What happened? Why? Why? Why would you say that on the podcast? Oh my God. That there's a medical emergency with a friend. Why would you do that when I'm doing a podcast? Even so, you just do everything. So you'll do anything I tell you to do. You know better than that. True. All right, bye. Can I finish the podcast? I'll text them. The Patreon winner for today, because we do if you go to patreon.com/ChristyComedy, that's where we have all the extra content. We have extra bonus content there. We have episodes there that we never release to the public, only on Patreon. And we said once a week we will pick a winner of the Patreon. Whoever makes the funniest Patreon name, me, Mike, and Venetia will pick a winner, and we will zoom you into the next episode, and you can have a 2-minute segment. So next week's winner is Kip. I am almost homeless, but I bought the Patreon anyways. Walker. Yeah. You're the winner. That's a funny name because you are almost homeless, and I'm sorry for that, whatever you're going through. I
just want to give a shout out to my sister, Joellen, who's definitely going to listen to this episode. She listens to all of your everything.
Joelle is listening?
Joellen.
And that's a girl? Vinny, can you go in the back?
Joellen Resch. Good luck with that one.
I'm kidding.
But I'd love to hear Tank's advice on how to get away from toxic social media.
Oh, just put the phone down.
Sorry. Why in a medical emergency?
When you go through enough pain, you'll fucking put it down, whatever it is.
Right.
I've hit the threshold of pain that I can absorb from strangers on the internet. I don't read the comments. I don't read my DMs. If I see somebody write something nasty, I assume that it means they're in love with me. And I've tried to do this for years, but I finally, about 2 months ago, when I started making the videos, I was like, if you don't like me, or you say you don't like me, you wouldn't be writing on my page if you weren't a fan. So whatever you're saying, whether you love me or hate me, it's all the same to me.
Right.
It's all the same because you're interacting.
Right.
It's like when I remember breaking up with this girl once.
All press is good press kind of thing.
All attention is good attention.
Right.
Not all attention is good attention, but all attention is the same.
Okay.
It all comes from the same place, some kind of fascination or fandom. But
you're obsessed with me. I
was breaking up with a girl, and I told a friend of mine, I'm like, I'm going to call her to tell her I'm not going to call her anymore. He goes, do you even hear what you're saying? And I was like, the people who are writing shitty comments, to me, that's saying, hey, I love you. I really love what you're doing.
Every time I've ever responded to a negative comment.
Yeah.
Not every time. Most times I respond to a negative comment. The response I've gotten back is, I can't believe you responded to me. Thanks. Hearts, whatever it is.
But in the in-between time, when you responded to them to the time that they responded to you, you were pissed.
Yes.
So just don't be pissed.
Well,
just assume that people love you.
No, I'll be honest, and especially this is the Anxiety Tuesday segment of the show.
Yeah.
Where we talk about mental health. So there was, especially like with, there was a time where I said this on another episode where I would look at the comments and I let them consume me. But now I only post. Mm-hmm. I only post and then get off. That's all I do. I post and I get off because those, like you said, it's also like you have to understand, in my opinion, the mental health problems that people who comment negatively are going through. We're doing the show. Okay, Delilah, but you just gotta wait a second. I'm mentally healthy. I always think like what pain those people must be going through, because I've at least feel very fortunate enough to have never been in a place where I've felt like had to negatively give my opinion on anything. Yeah. And I feel like that's a positive thing, because it's like, oh, I must be happy and okay with my life, because think about the type of kind of shallow, depressed, insecure person you have to be to even comment negatively on something, hoping for attention, or even be that person who says, wow, I can't believe you respond to me.
It's terrible.
Like, it's very, I don't want to say it's sad because I don't want to, disrespect anybody, but it's just like sad. They're going through something that they don't even realize, like how insecure they are.
No, it's not.
Are you crying, by the way? You keep rubbing things in your eyes.
No, my eyes are, there's some kind of reaction. It is sad, but not in like, oh, I feel sad for you, I'm going to pray for you, sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek, you're pathetic type way. Just like, it really is sad.
Right.
That somebody would feel that the most power they're going to have that day is trying to get attention from somebody who they really do like and enjoy, but are just so at a loss.
Right.
Like, I remember waiting tables once. This woman was being such a fucking nasty bitch, dude. She was just one of the worst customers I've ever had.
Right.
And I was so hurt and so, because I always tried to do such a good job. And as I was walking away, I heard her say to the person she was with, nobody in my house fucking listens to me. He's going to listen to me. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's what it is.
And then I gave her a great experience. I understood the root of what she was doing. I thought it was me.
Right.
It wasn't me. It was her.
It's usually always that person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually like anything you're taking out on someone is always them. What do you keep looking out the window?
I thought I saw your neighbor that was getting rushed to the hospital. I was wondering what he was doing.
No, I hope he's okay. Jesus. I got to text him. We're almost done with the podcast. You're going to have to help me move my furniture down, and it does have paint thinner on it. Actually, no, not paint thinner. It has paint stripper on it, which has a chemical reaction. I got it on my body yesterday. I have a rash.
How is it? You have
I have a George rash.
You have a George rash?
No, I'm okay. But I want to just ask you quickly, because again, with the Anxiety Tuesday segment of the show, I've, like the last couple of episodes, we've talked about transcendental meditation. Mm-hmm. We've talked about, if it's not going to matter in 5 months, don't give it longer than 5 minutes. We read books. What's one thing you do to help your mental health every day?
Every
Besides
day.
Sucking cock.
Yeah, every day. I don't do anything every day. I exercise as often as possible. I eat well as often as possible, and I read as often as possible.
Right.
So I don't do any of those. I read pretty much every day, but just like there was a period of time about 3 or 4 months ago where I felt like all of the self-care that I was doing, all the meditating and reading and praying and talking and therapy and being nice and taking that pause before I respond, all that shit, it wasn't working. And I got like really dark, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, I got to that point where I was like, I don't think I'm going to survive this period in my life.
Right.
It got very dark for a very short period of time.
And why didn't you kill yourself?
It didn't get to that point.
But you think like that would have really helped your meme account if you would have killed yourself?
Oh, I'd be like the Biggie and Tupac of memes.
If you did it like live on IG Live.
Yeah, huge.
Humongous, dude.
Never be forgotten.
You're selfish, you don't think about your family.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, there have been times where I've thought I'm going to kill myself in a very dramatic way.
Right.
Just so I can be remembered.
Right.
And then I did the math. I was like, I could either have one really large negative effect on a small group of people, or I can live and see how much of an effect I can have on everybody positively. Thank God I didn't kill myself.
Cuzzy Wuzzy, you did another wild thing too. In the middle of quarantine, you did a thing that homeless pimp. You pulled a homeless pimp and you rented an RV and drove across the country.
Yeah, that was great,
dude. And you just figured it all out on YouTube, because I was saying literally. You went and did it, and the reason why I didn't rent an RV and take my family across the country is because I wasn't sure that I could connect the sewage pump that you need to connect, and I didn't feel like I could confidently do that, and I felt like me and my family would be drinking our own shit water, and that's why I didn't do it. And instead, I just rented an Airbnb in the Catskills.
Yeah, not the same. You'll definitely figure it out.
Life-changing experience was that, doing the RV?
For so many reasons. One, I was like you. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to drive this thing.
Because you look like a guy like me. You know, what we have about us is we look like we can build things and fix things, but we both can't.
I cannot build anything.
I can't build it.
No.
I tried to strip the dresser, and we're going to throw it out.
Yeah. I'm probably going to break it on the way down.
100%, dude. Eat the wood. It's protein.
Yeah. So there was one period of time when I was living in California, and I read Think and Grow Rich. I'm not Think and Grow Rich. I read The Road Less Traveled.
Okay, yeah. My
Scott
mom
Peck.
just read that book.
It's amazing. So
and I think Vinny's reading it, but it takes her. It takes us both a year to read a book.
Yeah, there's a part in the book where he walks past the guy fixing his lawnmower, and he says, "I've always envied people who can fix things because I never could." And the guy throwaway statement goes, "Hey, you just never took the time to figure it out." And it was like, oh, it's not magic. It's a fucking lawnmower, dude.
Yeah, like you can
figure it out.
Especially with the power of the internet, like you can literally YouTube how to do anything.
I watched
except strip a dresser because I YouTubed how to do it and I did it wrong.
Well, it depends on how long the introduction is and how much of the life story you get of the person that's doing the tutorial, because that's annoying too.
Right.
It's like, bro, just get to the point, then you skip, and then you skip an important part.
Right. That's
and then
a good
before
point.
you know it.
Yeah, that's another good word of advice. Like anybody trying to do a demonstration video, like
just the demonstration.
Start it, immediately start it.
Yeah.
Like don't tell me about the product. Just fucking show me where I put the paint stripper, how long I have to wait, and then how do I scrape it off without getting, because I got it in my fingernails and it started to burn.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
What was your favorite state?
Well, Colorado.
No.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah is
Wow, what's
amazing.
the capital?
What's the capital of Utah? Provo?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, okay.
Fucking loser.
But Arizona, Sedona was beautiful. Once we hauled ass across. The only mistake in my book was that we got the RV in New Jersey and drove across.
What should you have done?
Fly there and rent there.
Why? And Pimp's going like this. What's the reason why
exactly
you rent the RV
do.
there?
So I had never driven an RV before.
Okay.
So I had 5 full days of driving experience before we got to Sedona. And in Sedona, when you go down into the valley, bro, you look on the GPS and it's like a blob of roads.
Okay.
Like you can't even see the differentiation between the roads because it's all so tight. It's like you're going like this for 40 minutes down. So the practice, if you've never driven an RV before, get some practice on flat, straight roads before you go into a hairpin turn situation.
Did you think you were going to kill your family with when you were doing those squiggly?
Not then, but we did the Teton Overpass, and that was really bad.
What's the Teton Overpass? You're having a moment right here. What is the Teton Overpass?
It gets real hairy on these roads. I was in the SUV and I didn't like it.
Bro, the Teton Overpass, so there was an app, I forgot the name of it, the Titty Overpass.
Teton Overpass.
Where you, the app that you use is supposed to give you RV safe directions. You put in the weight, the length, the height, so you don't go into a road that has an 8-foot clearance and the thing is 11 foot high, right? So Google Maps was telling me go over the Teton Overpass. This other app was telling me go over the Teton Overpass. So you're fucking driving through the mountains, and it looks like that on the bottom where the motorcycle, it looks like sunny and bright and clear, and then you get up, and it's like you're in a blizzard, and it's icy and dark, and you can't see anything.
In the middle of the summer, it'd be like that.
Because this was in May, because your altitude goes up 3,000 feet.
Oh my God! You have to put on masks like you're in a fighter jet?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Oh,
but you're on your way.
You have to put on masks because it's COVID?
Not in the RV, but it was COVID time. On the way down, we hit one stretch where I put the brake on, and the engine knows when you're on a certain grade, so it slows down the engine. But I put my foot on the brake to glide, to like ride the brake down the hill, and the brake wasn't working. And we slid for about 10, 15 feet, and I was like, we're all going to die. You
thought that when you were thinking that you were going to die, what was going through your mind? Did you think to text me or anything?
Yeah, I said, Jessica, get my phone, text Chris, tell him I love him. I wish we could have consummated our gayness long ago.
Yeah,
but
you would have sent me a voice memo like, "Hey, I'm going to die, but I had a good life because I'm white."
Yeah,
I'm going down.
And when we got to the RV park, the woman goes, I said, "Hey, is there another way out of this area?" She goes, "Yeah, you just go here and here." I said, "Oh, so don't take the Teton Overpass." And she goes, "You guys went over the fucking Teton Overpass?" And then she goes, "I guess it just wasn't your time." And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Really? Like she was like, you should have died on the Teton Overpass.
In that area, you are everyone knows you absolutely just 100%. And Homeless Pimp, go up. the top 24 most dangerous and scariest roads. That road, the bridge that goes straight down.
Yeah.
On the
left. You did
left,
that too?
Bro, that's driving
Which one?
through.
What?
Right there.
This one right here?
Yo, you're driving through New Orleans and the thing, Louisiana, I'm sorry, and it's flat. Fat. Flat. For like 2 hours. 2 hours you're driving flat.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you come over that thing. Bro, I felt my butthole come out of my body. I was like, oh my God. You come out the top and all of a sudden it's like you're on a roller coaster out of nowhere. No warning, no nothing.
Really?
Bro, and you're in an RV and the wind, so you're in this big sail of a vehicle that's 11 feet high and 25 feet long. A gust of wind comes, you get blown over and you're like driving like a cartoon character like this.
Oh my God.
Like this. And then all of a sudden you're going down this thing. That was part 2 of the scariest roads. That was definitely like, maybe it was number 1, but it was, the Teton Overpass was like less scary because I expected, oh, that's in India? That's not the,
Dude.
Whatever. It looks like that.
Dude, I want to do this. Like, do you feel like you need to drive across the country like once in your life? Like it's a necessity?
It's the 3rd time I've done it. You must. As an American, yeah, you have to.
Did you always take different roads like when you do it? Or
Yeah,
is it like,
I did the northern route the first time.
Is that the cool?
Not north. I didn't, bro. I did on this one trip. I did like 38 states.
Did you do it as well, Pimp? Drove across
I do the
country?
same thing. I just do every summer like 5 different states, a short trip.
Because I would have to do it in an RV if I'm bringing my family. Because we got to go out to California for 3 months, but we're thinking of taking an RV back with a brand new baby.
Ooh. Well, I don't know if that would be good.
That's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Where is Venetia, by the way? She left, and she's
probably outside dead.
She's standing
frozen.
outside the door.
She's got my car keys.
She's got your car keys. She's probably freezing.
Oh, freezing.
All right. Well, people, just tell everyone where you got your bowling shoes because everybody was messaging about the bowling shoes.
StockX.
StockX. That's where you got to go.
Yep. Or New York tent sale in
No
Farmingdale.
relation to Malcolm X. No relation to American History X.
Yeah.
You want to kiss on the lips to end the podcast or no?
Yeah. No.
Why, dude?
Oh, he's hurt now. I don't know. I've just never kissed a man
Just
like
do
that
it for the
before.
podcast, dude.
I'm getting red. No, I'm
Just
not going to do it. I'm not Hugh Jackman. You're not Ryan Reynolds. This isn't necessary. I'll blow you.
Chrissy Chaos every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Follow George Rash at Tank Sinatra at Tank's Good News. I love having you, Tank. I really do. You're going to help me move the dresser now downstairs. And then we got Patreon exclusive content. Patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Also, I said that already. Also, I'll be in Phoenix. I'm in Phoenix right now. Oh, no, I'm in Phoenix in 2 days, February 25th to the 27th. I think the shows are almost sold out or close to it. We're going to take an RV and drive there. Tank, you have 2 hours to go home. I love you so much, man. And I really just want to end up your husband.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. So I tried. Vinny wanted me to do some man work yesterday and strip paint this thing. It's like an antique. It's from 1904. Theodore Roosevelt was president. It's from 1904, and she wanted me to strip it and then repaint it, and I just fucked it up and ruined it. So now I got Tank Sinatra here, and he's going to help me throw it out.
Beam movers.
Should I go in the back?
Are you top or bottom?
Power bottom.
Typically, okay.
Do you know? Wait, is it heavy? Is it? Here, wait. Let's put. Vinny said throw the blankets away.
I say we just roll it down the steps.
Well, that's what she was saying. She was saying if I have a couple of skateboards, we could roll it down.
Yeah.
But I don't have any skateboards. It really was. It was on my toe. It hit my toe. Oh, boy. Oh, wait, hold on.
You good?
No.
Grab it.
Wait, where are we supposed to put it now?
I have no idea.
Turn. Here.
Someone should take it, right?
Oh.
Put it on Craigslist.
It can't get any more broken. Look at it. Tell me this thing doesn't look haunted, though. This is it. The haunted dresser. You want a dresser? Ladies, would you like a haunted dresser?
No, thank you.
There you go.
For the offer.
No problem. Your spirit's in it.
Brooklyn's so nice.
Thanks, Tank.
Yeah. Oh, I just farted.
You
You
did?
made me so nervous.
Did you have a good time on the podcast?
I did have a good time on the podcast. Yeah, I always have a good time. I love Chris Distefano.
Thanks for coming on my podcast
Right?
and helping me taking out my furniture.
Thanks for having me to your house, to your home, letting me meet your wife or,
Whoa. We just got a couple of kids. Relax.
baby. Your daughter's cute.
Thank you. What's that supposed to mean?
She's hot.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Jasmine's hot too.
Hey, thanks,
Good for
man.
you.
What about my stepson? You think he's hot?
He's all right.
Wow.
Could use a little work.
All right, so you sure? Do you want to take a draw or something for home? Here. Do you ever do this, like when you just put a draw back in? Like I always do this. I always just, well, I finagle back in there, and right when it gets in, I go like this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I always do that.
I didn't, but when I put my wedding ring on my wife's finger, she made that noise.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. It
Right.
actually made me want to marry her more.
When I tried to, because Vinny and I were engaged a few years ago, and when I put the engagement ring on her finger, it was a size too small, and we had just eaten a lot of salt.
So she went,
it was embarrassing. So I just took some of the lube that I had in my bag and lubed her finger up. I gotta go do the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, COVID.
All right, love you, Tank. Thanks for helping me take out my trash.
I thought he was going to kiss me again.
I will do it again. Stop being a homo.